Maria, is it Ceferatti?
Oh,
Or Ceferatti?
actually, in Italian it is Ceferatti, but I usually say Ceferatti. So you can choose. You decide.
All right, our next reader is Maria Ceferatti, who grew up in South Philadelphia and now resides in Delaware County. She is a music teacher and the music director of Acting Without Boundaries, a theater group for children and young adults with physical disabilities. Her short stories and essays have been published in Matilda Ziegler magazine, Apiary magazine, the Artistic Rebuttal Book Project, and Philadelphia Stories. Please welcome Maria.
This story is called Permanent. I am sitting in the chair in the middle of Lydia's kitchen, and she rolls what feels like 200 slim curlers real tight into my hair. Then she squirts a clear liquid onto my head. My nostrils start to burn, and my eyes water. And even though I keep blinking and wiping them with a tissue, they won't stop. This makes me think of my liver. I learned just the other day in science class that the liver has to process everything we put on and in our bodies. I bet my liver's crying out for mercy right now. No mercy here, though. I'm getting a perm. All the girls and even some of the boys in my class have perms. My mother told me I had to wait until I was 12 to get one. I turned 12 4 days, 2 hours ago, so here I am. Lydia was not supposed to be my hairdresser. All the girls in my class go to a salon called Sheer Beauty, S-H-E-A-R. I told my mom to book an appointment there for me, but she kept forgetting because she's so busy taking care of my sick grandmother. When my mom finally called 2 days ago, all the hairdressers were booked. I have to get my hair done for the 7th grade dance this weekend. Thanks a lot, Mom, I told her, rolling my eyes. She hates when I do that. My mom found out about Lydia from one of our neighbors. She said that Lydia works from her house instead of a salon, so she can get paid under the table. I still don't know exactly what that means. I'm in her kitchen, and she has a kitchen table. I'm going to watch to see if my mother hands her the money under there when I'm done. I need this perm because Dominic Malone will be at the dance. He actually spoke to me in language arts class last week. I wrote a sentence diagram on the board. It had a compound subject and a simple predicate. And Dominic whispered, "You have interesting handwriting." I'm pretty sure he wants to be my boyfriend. One girl in my class got a perm, and it came out so tight that it looked like little orphan Annie. I told Lydia that I want the same hairstyle as that new singer Madonna. I hope she knows who Madonna is. I hope she doesn't think I want to look like the Blessed Mother. My grandmother prays to the Blessed Mother all the time. She has a little prayer card with a picture of Mary and Jesus on it. She keeps it tucked into her bra, right over the place where she has her scar. I saw her scar once by accident. I was helping her get dressed, and her bra slipped down, and I could see where she had the operation on her chest. It scared me, and she covered herself up real fast. After Lydia empties the bottle of stinky chemicals on my head, she puts a shower cap over my burning scalp. Next to me is a small timer, and she sets it for an hour. And an hour? I don't think I could sit here for an hour. I'll probably lose my sense of smell. I like my sense of smell. I like to smell the fresh basil in my grandmother's tomato gravy and the soft pretzels from the pretzel factory up the street. I even like the smell of hot tar when somebody's getting their roof done in the neighborhood. Lydia is from Italy, and she looks old, like she's probably 31 or something. She has a couple of kids running around the house, and she keeps yelling at them in Italian. She has thick, dark red, wavy hair with curls like fusilli. She probably only has to brush it when she gets up in the morning, and it stays in place all day. My family is from Italy too, but I don't have that nice wavy hair. I got black stringy hair like spaghetti. I brush it, and minutes later it's all straggly. I look like them homeless people that have to pee in the corners in the subway. My grandmother's always yelling at me to comb my hair. She says, "Disgraziata, brush your hair. You look like you pick escargot for a living." My grandmother's plump, but not in a sloppy way. More like in a grandmother way. Like, all the grandmothers must sit around and say, I'm a grandparent. I made it this far, so I deserve another piece of cake. I live in the same house with my grandparents, a row house smushed between other row houses. We used to be 6 people sharing the bathroom, but my grandfather died 2 years ago, so now only 5 of us have to share a bathroom. Living with my grandmother is a pain. She hates my hair. Before she got sick, she would chase me around the house trying to brush it. She'd say, "Don't you want to keep your hair nice? Don't you know they treat you how you look?" She's always saying weird stuff like that. Like, "Don't you know I came to this country with nothing but my recipes?" Like it's my fault she forgot her luggage in Italy. I don't even think that's true. It's not even possible. All the sounds around me are muffled because the shower cap is over my ears, but I could hear the timer next to me tick, tick, ticking away like it drank too much soda. Lydia smiles at me and asks if I'm okay. I wipe away a tear and give her the thumbs up. She yells at her kids to sit down at the table, and then she goes to the stove and starts frying breaded chicken cutlets. The room fills with the garlicky scent and the faint smell of my burning hair. My mouth starts to water and I feel like I'm going to upchuck, but I swallow it down and I try to concentrate on something else. Lydia's furniture is all covered with plastic like at my house. My grandmother is usually Windexing the couch, or folding laundry, or scrubbing something, or cooking something, or yelling something, or mumbling something, or worrying about something, or praying about something. But lately she doesn't do much of anything. They brought the hospital bed to our house for her. They put it in the same spot where my grandfather's hospital bed was, right behind the couch in the living room. The day my grandfather died, I had a feeling it was going to happen. My mom told me and my little sister Alicia that we had to go to Aunt Carmela's house. We went there a lot lately with all the sickness and the nurses and stuff. "Don't make me go there," I told my mom. She makes us drink Tang, which I hate, and she has a mustache. I didn't even tell her about Carmela's husband, who comes home every day from work, fills a kitchen glass with red wine, and stares out of his back door into the yard. What's he looking at out there? His dumpy yard's the same as my dumpy yard. It's got a cinder block wall around it and a clothesline with his underwear hanging from it. He looks out there like he's figuring out a painting. It's creepy over there. Anyway, my mother forced us to go over there that day because my grandfather's nurse said something about this could be the day. Late that night at Carmela's house, my parents came to get us. They sat Alicia and me down, and they told us that my grandfather had died. "Duh," I said. "I knew he was going to die." I folded my arms. I didn't even have a chance to say goodbye. My sister cried. I wanted to cry, but I was so angry that the angry replaced the sad. The nurse that takes care of my grandmother keeps everything quiet. She's thick and round, and when she smiles, her face is like a lullaby. When my grandmother's resting, she usually knits or reads the Bible. Once I was doing homework in the dining room, and I saw her lean real close to my grandmother and whisper, "This too shall pass." The timer rings and I open my eyes. The kitchen is totally clean, and Lydia's kids, who are now dressed in their pajamas, give her a goodnight kiss. She takes off my shower cap, walks me to a chair in front of the kitchen sink, and I lean my head back as she rinses my hair. "You're gonna look so bella," she says over me. My face is right under her armpit, so I could smell a mix of secret deodorant, garlic, and faint body odor. I guess I still got my sense of smell, so that's good. My perm will be so easy to take care of. I only have to wash it with a special shampoo so it doesn't fade, put some mousse in it, blow it dry with a diffuser thingy so it doesn't get too frizzy, put gel in it so it looks shiny, then spray Aquanet on it so it doesn't move, and then I'm done. Easy as that. Once my hair is washed and dried, she brings me a large handheld mirror to see my new self. As I gaze at the reflection, my bottom lip starts quivering. "What happened?" I shriek. "Oh yeah," she nods her head. "Sometimes that happens." "Sometimes it don't take." "What do you mean it don't take?" "The treatment worked on this part." She points to what looks like a cloud of frizzy curls on top of my head. "But not on the bottom here," She gathers sections of my long, straight hair under the cloud. You got very stubborn, straight hair, you know that? What am I supposed to do now? Lydia studies my head. Just don't wash it for a few days, then you come back and we try it again. Again? I'm shaking. The doorbell rings. Oh, your mother's here. Wait a minute, I got something for you. She gives me a gift bag with a new brush and comb set in it. I give it free to all my clients' first appointment, she says, and then she goes to get the door. I am left in her kitchen with a scalp on fire, a polluted liver, and a hairstyle that even those stupid Muppets would laugh at. When my mother sees me, she says, "Oh, honey, your hair." Her voice doesn't match her face at this moment. Her voice is all kind and sweet, and her face is all twisted up like she's watching someone puke. I run out to the car, and I don't even look to see if my mom gives Lydia the money under the table. I'm still sobbing when my mother gets in and says something that makes me feel even worse. She says, "I hope that no matter what your hair looks like, you know you'll always be beautiful to me." I wipe my nose on my sleeve, and I turn to look at her. Only I don't just look at her. I glare. And I will be glaring this glare for the rest of my life at her, so she better get used to it. When we get to my house, my mother drops me off so she can look for a parking space. I walk into my house, and I see that my grandmother is lying in the bed, sleeping, with my Aunt Lucy, my mom's sister, sitting next to her. She raises her eyebrows when she sees me and says real quiet, "That's a new look for you." I wince. "I'll wait for your grandmother. I'll wait for your mother on the porch," she says. "It might be a good time to say what you need to say to Nonna." She leaves, and I feel the dark calm of the house. My dad must be watching TV upstairs because I hear the muffled voice of Johnny Carson. My grandmother's oxygen machine whispers and grumbles as I sit close to the bed. I remember when that oxygen machine was delivered to our house a few months ago. My mother sat Alicia and me down and said, "I'm going to need you to be a little more helpful around the house now. Don't give Nonna such a hard time." "We don't give her a hard time," Alicia said. "Not on purpose." "Yeah," I said, "she's the one who's rough with us." My mother smiled. "That's just her way. She gets things done fast and rough because she had a hard life growing up. But didn't she rush to make you a costume when you decided the day before Halloween you wanted to be an angel? She stuck me 40 times with those straight pins when she was making it. And Alicia, didn't she make you her escarole soup when you were so sick?" "I love her soup," Alicia said. "Is Nonna dying?" "Yes, sweetie." My mom's voice was all crackly. "Why does everybody have to die?" Alicia said. "And why does everybody have to die in our living room?" My mom took a deep breath. "Well, everybody has to die because that's life." I thought, thanks a lot, Ma. That makes 0 sense. But I decided not to say it since she looked so worn out. My grandmother looked so white and peaceful. Actually, come to think of it, I've never seen her this relaxed. I don't know what to say to her. Maybe I'll tell her to say hello to God for me. She probably can't hear me anyway. Then I remember what Lydia gave me. With my eyes full of "I'm sorry" tears and "I'll miss you" tears, I reach into the bag, and for her, I comb my hair. Thank you.